Okay, this is Dave Engel and his son Rodney with their very intriguing greenhouse, Don. So he's going to explain the greenhouse and their heat sources out here.
Hi, Don. We've got a 9-foot poured wall in this greenhouse that we've painted flat black. So that's our first source of heating the greenhouse. We've got 7 different ways that we've got designed to heat and cool without burning any fuel other than electricity to run a fan. We have 3 climate batteries that each one of them is designed differently that is underneath this section of the greenhouse. We have 18 inches of black dirt on top. It's all covered with a mat at the moment. But then we have a 4-foot deep layer on this battery. It's all made out of clean rock, about 2 to 3 inch in size. And we have a air manifold that goes down here at the west end, and then it comes back up here. And we just blow the air through the rock, the clean rock. And we did an experiment Saturday. It was 110 degrees in here when I started the battery up. And in 20 minutes, I ran all 3 batteries and I dropped the temperature 18 degrees in 20 minutes. But the air coming out is 56 degrees. And so we were able to accomplish a 54 degree heat exchange. The air was 110 going in the pipe and 54 coming out. So that's the most efficient battery. The other 2 batteries had about a 30 degree drop in that 20-minute period on the heat exchange. And then we have a geothermal loop that is up here. We suck the air. We just got the extension put on this so we can suck air right up against the ceiling.
Yes.
And that's a 320-foot loop buried underground, 8 to 12 feet deep. And it does the same thing. The air comes out at 56 degrees at the far end. And so if we have everything running, we can cool this down fairly quickly, but when the summer gets here, it won't be enough. We'll have to, we have several window openings that we haven't cut out yet. They're in place frame-wise. But we're going to use phase change material cylinders to open and shut those windows. And then we have, so these 3 batteries, since they're all designed differently, I'm calling it 3 different systems that we're using out of the 7. The geothermal is a 4th, the painted black walls is a 5th. And then beyond the double doors at the end, we have a tempering room where we bring in makeup air. There'll be a fan opening cut in above the doors. And we have a tile line loop buried 8 to 12 feet deep. That'll bring in 56 degree air if we want fresh air in the greenhouse. So we have multiple ways, and all of them at the moment, the air coming out of them is 56 degrees. So we're hoping that we can find ways. Ideally, I'd love to get some college kids involved to do data studies on these 7 different systems that would maybe show advantages of each one of them. The 7th way, or the makeup air, is the 6th system. The 7th system, I'd like to make a metal, whether it's a pipe or some kind of structure that I will take up against the trusses and fill it with phase change material. And we have to decide what temperature we'd like the phase change to occur at, whether it be 80 degrees or 90, and let it absorb that heat during the day. And then in the dead of winter, we can just lower that down around the citrus trees that'll be growing in the middle and maintain a more constant temperature for them. And so I'm an excavator by trade, and so I've built this in a fashion that nobody else would ever spend the money to do, because I was able to do the excavating myself. But
What are the dimensions of this greenhouse?
it's 26 feet wide and 75 feet long, plus the makeup air room, which is another 10 feet.
And the height approximately?
From the peak down to the lower level is around 18 feet.
Okay.
The poured walls are 9 feet. And then the metal on top of it is a 4-foot wall, and then by the time you count the slope of the roof, it gets you up to about 18 with a
Okay.
4-foot sunken area. So we'd love to have you come by and give us your input and suggestions, because I've never had a greenhouse before. We went out and seen the one out in western Nebraska, a greenhouse in the snow, and I used to run refrigeration system at Anderson Erickson Dairy, so I had some insights on refrigerating principles that I tried to incorporate into the design of this. So my son and I designed and built it, and we probably made mistakes on it, but this is what we put together from other people's ideas we'd seen online, and tried to incorporate other people's. The University of Minnesota and South Dakota, I think, had some videos that we watched, and so that's what made me decide to try 3 different designs. This climate battery is all clean rock. The middle one is sand with 4-inch tiles run through it, 2 different layers. And then the far battery is clean gravel with 4-inch tiles. And so we feel like we get the best heat exchange when we just blow air directly through the clean rock from what we've experienced so far. But we're just getting started. We just got it painted 2 weeks ago. So we did have some strawberries that we had planted in here last summer, and we uncovered them after the painting was done, and they have greened up completely and have already got blooms on them. But every day we've got it insulated so well that if the sun's out, it will be over 100 degrees if we do not start any of the automation up to control temperature. So yeah, we had a blizzard a week ago on Wednesday. It was low 20s outside with 60-mile-an-hour winds. And I came out here in the middle of the afternoon when 60-mile-an-hour winds were blowing, and it was 52 degrees inside here. But since we're recessed in the ground, what is happening outside doesn't really affect us. If we got sun, we got heat, and so.
Because of now you have no electric or gas heat, and you don't plan to
No,
have any supplemental heating.
All I need is electricity to run the blower.
Okay.
And yeah, the day of the blizzard, we didn't start anything up, and we'd had sun the day before, so the cement had absorbed heat, and the cement kept at 52 in here, even though it was a blizzard going on outside. And so.
And you had no blankets or barriers, to shading or curtains to help insulate. It is what it is.
We've just got dual wall polycarbonate.
Yeah.
And it's like I say, we haven't ever worked with greenhouses before, so we could sure use your input if you had time to come down and make suggestions to us.
Okay, and your water source, you've got an artesian well. He's developed out there.
We haven't incorporated that into the greenhouse. We're just on rural water.
Okay.
Over here. I haven't put a well in over by the artesian spring.
Okay.
But yeah, we got all kinds of things out here you could find of interest. Artesian spring never does stop running water. We had 3 years of drought, and it was still like a 1-inch pipe broke off coming out of the side of the hill. So we built a couple of ponds over there that only have spring water in them, and we built a waterfall between the 2 ponds. So
All right.
why don't we